So we've spoken about the hindrances. Now we're going to talk about cultivating success habits, and it's basically about what we do. It's like what you do every day contributes eventually to who you are. So your life can be broken down to what you do daily. Yeah, to what you do daily. So this is basically what this is about, getting conversion to something that we do unconsciously. Practicing it enough, making it to become something that we do unconsciously, having it as a daily routine, like a lifestyle, is very important. And when we live like that, when we think about conversion all the time, when all the time we are converting, we are doing things in such a way that they will help us to get to the next level we want to get to, and not oh, I will come back to it. We have to overcome that I will come back to it mentality. If there's something we can deal with now, something that you can finish, let's finish it. Of course, that doesn't apply in conflict resolution, because if you have a conflict situation and it's a heated conflict situation, you are advised to stop it, to allow your emotions to cool down, so that you don't start doing irrational things, right? But when all things are equal, we have to stick and create a daily routine that helps us to arrive and ease conversion. Just like we mentioned about different areas of life, we have to try to make sure that we have conversion on the level of our health in order for us to get more energy. We have conversion to have an organized life. God has given all of us life. But for some people, it's more organized. For others, it's less organized. God will not organize your life in particular for you. Yeah. Of course, God is in charge of our life, and it's like nothing happens without him. Yeah. But it gives us privacy also to some level. Yeah. It gives us life, it gives us resources, but there's a little part he has left for us that we have to convert ourselves. God himself is converting a lot on his own. Also, we have to convert to get a more productive work life. And of course, productivity comes from being organized. And also we have to convert things to help us to build a stronger relationship. And here it says, pick one routine to stick with first. So you have to think what is more important to you. Like if health is suffering from you, we can convert our health. If you don't like the way you look, if you don't like you can change it. And once you are still breathing, things can be changed. Amen. Yeah. So this is basically what they said. When we work in conversion, we won't be asking ourselves, where did the day go? What did I do this week? I was talking with somebody yesterday, and then we realized it's already November, that the year is almost running to an end. Yeah, because we met in January with the person. So we're talking about another plan for January. So we say, it's already November. You see? So when we work in conversion, when we record our results, we will have what to show for every year that we have lived. So also I want to talk about to-do list. Yeah. It's good to have to-do list. I have them, and it's also about putting your goals down. If you put your goals down, you will have to-do list. But we have to be careful that these to-do lists they don't become like a cluster. They don't get messy. Yeah, we can have to-do lists for 20 things or 30 things, but we have to be careful that they don't weigh us down. Still, it's good to prioritize. Though I have 30 things to do, but number them. what is number 1, what is number 2, what is number 3. Then I deal with those 3 first, then later I take the next 4, 5, 6. So, because some people have to-do lists and still they are not achieving the desire, they just have it written down. It's just like attending a church and writing down the sermon, or like what you are doing now, taking notes and never going back to it. And then you think, why do you take it? I mean, why do you take it? Is it for people to think you are okay, that everybody is taking notes and you are taking notes? And you see, when we think about that, okay, I'm taking these notes now, and it's normal, to go back to it. It will affect the way we are taking the notes. Before, the way I take notes it's like you're just repeating what the person is saying. The person is talking and you're just writing. So you have written a page, you have written 2 pages. But when I started thinking about, okay, why am I writing it? Will I go back to it? And if I go back to it, what do I want to get? So now I make shorter notes, and I just write my resolutions. What I would do. So I may be in a service and just write 5 lines. And I don't care who is looking at me, because I just don't understand writing it and never going back to it. So if somebody is saying something, okay, and I know I need to do, so maybe I need to call somebody, ask for forgiveness, maybe I need to give a tax. Those are the things I write, and I write them in my to-do list. Can you imagine 20 years of Christianity? You just have all those sermon books, and you're not thinking what to do with them. So when we think about conversion, it will affect how we take notes. So it will not be, oh, you took 2, I took 5 pages. But then what do we do with it? We have to set boundaries in time. We have to, for example, HMT, we know it's ending on Saturday. We don't just say, as the Spirit will it. Yeah, we have to set time for all the things we have to do. Otherwise, we can get delayed with one thing that other things will suffer. Yeah, so we have to set boundaries in order to get things done. These are some quotes. We need Alpha, we need Omega. We need the beginning, we need the end. So what is the sense? Okay, I'm starting. Today I started one. Tomorrow I started the other. And people will even be asking you, maybe you should finish one. Yeah, so we shouldn't be limited. Again, I understand talents, I understand disposition. That's good if they have finishers around them. But even if they have finishers around them, having the skill of finishing will improve the quality. Because if you as a starter, you know how you want the finishing to be. So even if people are helping you, you'll be able to tell them, no, it's not finished yet. It has to be done like this, it has to be done like this, it has to be done like this. So the point I'm trying to make here is that we should try to cultivate, develop this personality in us. I had to work on myself. So I think with time, in 2 years, in 3 years, you will be able to see significant. It's just a matter of being self-aware, you know. Am I a good starter or a good finisher? Then, okay, then I know what to work on. Also, we have this category, thinker or doers, right? Some people are good thinkers, and some people is, just tell me what to do. Yeah, some people will say, I'm good at doing what, just tell me what to do. Yeah, just tell me what to do. You know, it's just like, not really a finisher, but you have to do this, you have to do, then they do it. But then it's like the thinkers, they think about what to do. But we have to develop, if you're talking about conversion, you thought about it, then do it. Do it in a team. And even if you will supervise other people to do it, you have to know how to do. Just if you only know how to think and you don't know how to do, you will be at a disadvantage. So you must be in a position that if necessary, I can also do it. I know how to do it. Yeah. So these are things. If you're a thinker, take it further. Simplifier and maximizer. So there are people, they break things down. That is good, but it's important that we are not limited, with simplifying things. We have to take it to the best level. Yeah, we simplify it to get it done, but still we have to work with excellence and try to get the best we can get. Some people are good critics. They see everything wrong in everything. Yeah, and there are others they call can do. They find a way, even where everybody has said there is no way. And we must develop this. We must see what is wrong. But at the same time, don't stop there. Because some people just say, it's bad, it's wrong. They don't offer you alternative. They don't tell you how you can do it. Most of the people in the world are like that. See what Trump has done. See what this one has done. See what he shouldn't have done that. Yeah. Criticizing, but no alternative. They are not showing way. We should, if we want to be great people, if we want to achieve great things, we must be at least good at both ends, to some extent. Opportunities, they find opportunity in any situation. People are saying, that place is bad, let's run away from it. They'll go there and they'll find opportunity. The country is in economic recession, let's move to Europe. Then opportunities will come from Europe to Ukraine and start a business. They see opportunity in everything. They see, and perfectionists. They treat everything like a work of art. We also have to do that. We have to have both, because if the only thing we do is making everything perfect and perfect, before we make everything perfect, we should become an opportunist. Then only at a certain level, when it's possible, then we work on creating a masterpiece. But it's very important for us to have all this and use them whenever we need them. Some people are good in details. I don't know, it depends on the person. It's not easy, but it can be cultivated. Personally, I'm better with details than I used to be. Yeah, it's not an easy thing, but when you work on something, it's like after 5 years you get better at it, right? Big picture. We shouldn't allow having the smell for details to prevent us at the same time to see the big pictures. We shouldn't be overstocked in the details. Facts and figures is just like a detail person, and controller likes to control things. And it's important, Control deadlines, control people you are working with. Control it in this sense is in a positive way. Then we have the marketer and the achiever. We have to know how to market what we do. We have to know how to talk about what we do. We have to know how to sell. So all these virtues, all these abilities, they're very important. So again, when you get home, evaluate yourself, how good a marketer you are, how good a critic you are, because it's good to know how to criticize, but never end there, After criticism, give up, show way, because the whole world is criticizing. And then, you see, when you criticize and you don't find way, when they put you in that position, you won't find way. We should convert our criticism to solution. When we know all this productivity personnel, then we know who to team up with to get better results, or what to develop in ourselves at this time to improve the situation. Then also to help us to convert, and again, conversion means getting results. We have to know how to deal with a lot of loads of things we need to do with. And there is a recommendation here in time management, in self-development, that we can put things in 4 categories. When we get a task or when we get an idea, we can put them in 4 categories. It's either we do it now, it's either we put it on queue, the next in line, is either we plan it for a later time or we delegate it to another person. And delegating doesn't mean dumping. If we delegate, we still have to control. Using checklists is also very helpful in getting results. And when we talk about results, we are talking about conversion. So checklist, because there is a saying here that says, a very bad pencil is better than the best memory. Yeah, because we can forget things. And sometimes it's just so painful. And we just forgot. So having checklists and going to them, I don't know, once a week or when you are in solitude. It's always amazing when I'm going through checklists, because sometimes you just forget. You wrote it down yourself, but then later you forget. But going to your checklist, they help you. So basically what we have here is the benefit of checklist. And also we have some questions to guide. There was an HMT, the act of asking questions that we had here. It's also, it's very paramount to conversion, because it's when we ask the right questions, then we are able to convert. Things which matter most should never be at the mercy of things which matter least. That was said by Gautier. Okay, we make time for what is important. I spoke, all this is about solitude. We need solitude for conversion. We need solitude to see the big picture, to pause, to visualize. There's a saying that says, after a storm comes a calm. Yeah, the calm will come, but what do you get? If we are not converting stuff during the storm, we'll be left with nothing after the calm. Calm will always come. Everything that goes up comes down. You are not needed to fulfill that. Yeah? But then, what do you get? What do you personally get? So when we convert, when we think, when we ask the right question during a storm, then we are able to get better result, meaning better conversion. Secret of a faster result is when we combine our time, energy, and technique. We use the best technique available to us. Time and energy technique can do wonder. There are some things that are valued and there are some things that are expected. It's what I mentioned in the morning about quick success, right? So we should do what is expected first before what is valued. But this is in line with quick success. So what is expected that will later allow you to get to what you valued. I'm not talking about being under people's opinion, yeah, but what is expected that will open people's mind, that will touch them, that will help you to win them to your side. Then after that, then you are able to do what you really want to do. So this is basically what this is all about. Then ask better questions. There was a retreat about this. So this is just about asking questions, quotes about asking questions, about goals and objectives, which is about conversion. Ask yourself this question: what do you want to accomplish? What are the tests of success? What are the tests of success for you? Are these really your goals or someone else's goals? About learning. Who can you learn from? What are the 3 examples to model from? What are the 3 things going well for you? What are the things you need to improve on? Motivation. Do you want to do it? Do you like to do it? How can you enjoy the process? What thoughts are getting in the way of your motivation? Can you make a different choice that is more motivating? Time management. How much time did you spend on it? How much time should you spend on it? Is now the right time? What's good enough for you? So these are questions that will help us to get to where we need to go to. Value. Does it matter? Does it matter to you? I mean, we have to ask ourselves. It may matter to everybody else, but if it doesn't matter, maybe you find something that is more valuable. Is it significant? So this has brought us to the end of the class. It's been good being with you. I think I will need Dr. Anu's help just to get some feedback, your takeaway from this class. Unfortunately, I need to go now, but can you come here? I will listen to your feedback from the recording. But it's been nice. It's been a great honor spending this morning with you. Wishing you success at this HMT.
Can we celebrate Pastor Bose? Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. All right, so she would like to listen to your feedback. So who would like to share some feedbacks on the messages? All right.
I enjoyed, there was a lot of information, and that's my question is that for these participants, is it possible to get those slides?
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, but if there will be any change, we'll inform you. Okay. All right. Or you could watch, yes. Or you could watch the video because I get it. All right. So more feedbacks. She's going to listen to your feedback. So assume she's here.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm a project manager. And the things we've learned today, if you know how much you have to pay as a project manager.
You can come here.
Oh, really?
So they can see you. Yeah.
You pay loads to learn this when you're doing project management. So I was taking notes, and because there's so many things that we've learned today that in the day-to-day activities, it's all about time, quality, and spend. The things we do day to day, in my field anyway. So I've learned a lot today that can also be replicated in my work, in my profession.
Fantastic.
And obviously also in my personal life.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, more.
I learned a lot today. As we're talking about the power of conversion, I think the one that really stuck to me are the. Oh, look this way.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think the one that really stuck to me are the hindrances of conversion. Because it's one thing for you to desire something, but I think you also need to identify those hindrances that are in your life. And some of the stuff that she said is overcomplicating situations. Sometimes we have something we want to do and we just make it bigger than it should be instead of trying to break it down and do it. So really that whole identifying those hindrances and now looking at ways you can overcome those hindrances so that you can live a life of conversion, I think that's very powerful.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Pastor Nero. We'll have more people here.
Okay. I liked the aspect of starter finisher because I'm one of the other. I'm not both. so it would be one of my sort of goals to be both. To be both, yeah. And also the aspect of the strength path, sort of traveling along your strength path. I quite enjoy that aspect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What I've learned today is that I must continue to invest in this type of junior education, such as this one, in order to improve in my life and the life of others.
All right. Thank you so much.
Well, the teaching has been interesting. One thing I can relate with is the aspect of prioritizing your conversion. I have children, and they're all different. I discovered that my first child, I don't have to do anything. She definitely know what to do. So I didn't struggle. But my second child, I now discovered that there's a lot I need to do. So this teaching today, now bring things to limelight for me, that there are things that is must, there are things that is should, and there are things that could. But my question that I would have asked Pastor Bose is more clarity on the cool. Is it cool? Is it after strategy question? That is, after what has happened that you employ the cool. I know should is, like from what she said, what people say are tradition, what you should. But I wasn't so clear on the cool. Is it what I could have done, or what could have been done?
Okay, so where does it come? Is it before or after analysis? Well, I believe she's hearing your questions, and we'll look for ways to make it happen and you get an answer. All right, we'll try our best. Over to you, sir.
What I learned first that make me process a lot is that you need to start where you are. You need to be aware of what you have now. Even you have a big dream, a big goal, you need to start small. And on the way you are converting small things, it will get you at the stage you will convert big things. And that's the way you will reach your goal.
Wow. Great. Okay, so let's have
just briefly what I got there as well about taking notes.
The notes taken.
Yeah, as you're listening, don't write in too much notes, but when we listen, sometimes as we're listening, there's something coming to you, a picture of what you were doing wrong that you need to sort out. Like she says, she'll write down, maybe when you are listening, your spirit might tell you, see, you need to work on yourself. These are the things you're doing wrong. You need to start doing something. As you are listening to your spirit telling you that, write them down and go back and reflect, because that's the reflection. It's not even the note you wrote, because there are so many things we've written down or pictured, but what are the problem? These are your problem. And also facing our weakness, being real about it. If it takes me going to somebody and Paul, see what I'm doing wrong. See, how do I start? Can I get somebody that help me monitor me as well? And as we have come for this HMT, is there any way we can help ourselves? Like when we went to the place we went yesterday, we saw them spoke about their weakness. And sometimes we feel it's a shame, you're ashamed of yourself, pouring out your weakness, talking about what you are doing wrong, opening up yourself, and people might laugh at you. But when we keep dwelling on our not opening up, not sharing, we die in our silence, and then we'll never get better. We'll never convert. We've discovered, but we can never convert, because we need somebody also to help us to get where we are going.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We have Miss Maria.
What I want to say right now is the aspect of fear. Something is going on in our mind. What is that? You want to compare yourself. or you begin to think what people will say. That's most of the things that bring fear in our life. I think we have to go away with that fear and stand bold to face our calling.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Behind you, right there.
What I want to say is, from what I've learned, conversion is not just by conversion. Every conversion should lead to a refined product.
Okay.
If you just convert anything and it's just anything that is not valuable, you better have not have done it. So if you are converting, you convert to a stage, you reflect, you refine, you progress, and that would yield the little bits, the little blocks into the mighty thing that will be well refined, and that will transform other things.
Wow. So every conversion should be intentional and purposeful. Great.
Yeah,
Right,
I think for me, Sister Maria touched on it a little bit. For me, is when she mentioned, because there's a tendency when we listen to the message yesterday to think that conversion is just all about taking things from the spiritual realm and bringing them into the physical. But when she's talked about the spheres of the different spheres of conversion, so it has to be spirit, soul, body, and I think the last one. So basically for me, because I'm more like a kind of person that focuses more on the mind, so I've discovered that from what she was saying, that everything starts from here. Until you convert in your mind, it will be very difficult for you to actually convert those things that you want to bring into reality to benefit people. So I think we have a lot of work to do, especially when she mentioned self-talk, because some people talk themselves out of whatever they want to do. They give a lot of excuses to themselves why they shouldn't do it or whatever. So I think for me that, and I think something that Pastor Nero mentioned, that, and she said, life is very simple, but we overcomplicate things. You understand? And I think for me it's something I always say, it's like a cliche for me, right? Life is simple, let's not complicate it. So I think for me that's one thing that really stuck.
Great. Thank you so much, Bro Chris. All right. Can you just please pass it down?
Great, thank you. I think, I remember the concept of, in the Bible that runs through, it says, you have been saved, you're being saved, and we're also hoping to be saved as well. It's progressive, isn't it? And she said something about the fact that conversion is continuous. So it's never a thing that you ever complete until you either die or Christ comes, right? So however you look at it, even in the pension days, in quote, there's still things to convert. In fact, I think at that point it's like more of the wisdom from your experiences. That's probably where the best of your experiences you're able to convert into useful tools for the younger ones coming behind as well, so that they can stand on the shoulders of giants as well. And the other thing was in relation to the Martin Seligman's 24 signature strengths. That's something I've never heard about, but it surely sounds very interesting to do that evaluation and assess myself against that and try to critique myself, self-critique, and not spare myself, but just try to identify the areas that is already developed, areas that need further development, areas that are completely underdeveloped, that are not even flagging up in any way at all. So that's one thing. And the last thing as well is the balance and the productivity partners as well. Because in one way you're like, oh, I'm a finisher, that's it. But whoa. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't develop being a starter. Right? Because in then being a starter, you have better control. And without this balance, you're unable to see the big picture and being able to zoom down to task level when you need to, and also still keep the program running. Because the kingdom culture becomes the program. But things like the rehab center, things like the manicure center that I need to start sustaining the rehab center, start becoming the task within that program to get it and keep it running and keep it going.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Anyone?
Can I say something about?
Yeah, you have to speak to the
sorry.
mic, please.
One of the things that Pastor Bose mentioned about thinkers or doers. Are you a thinker or a doer? Next to it, I've kind of written leaders and followers. You have some people that just have that capability to lead. Because not everybody has that personality to want to lead. Either because they're shy or, they just rather do things in the background. And I think that's where the place for mentorship then comes in, to where we're learning, like what we learned yesterday as well, where the people that we spoke with or that gave their testimonies then shared about, or Sister Christine then shared about them coming into their own, them finding their purpose. So through that experience, they could then learn leadership skills. And then obviously there will be other people in the background again that are doers, and then they groomed or learn that skill as well to then become leaders, which is what I think we're doing here. We're learning to become leaders in our fields, converting what it is that we know or who we are to become leaders in different areas.
Great. Over time, just to add to what you're saying, I discovered that the greatest gift that you could give to yourself is to recreate yourself. Yeah, because the first time I heard Dr. Sunday say during his teaching that we are not really who we are, you are not you, I didn't understand. What do you mean by that I'm not me? I thought I'm Anu, but he said you are not you. And he gave the example and he said, the same you with your name, all right? You are Anu. Now, let's say you were born in Nigeria. But let's take that same you and assume that you were given birth to in America. Would you be who you are today? No. You're going to be different. And the reason is because, but it's still the same. The same. So largely, we are not who we are because we are conditioned most of the time. And that's the reason why most of the things that we learn from Dr. Sunday and from his books is to bring us to that place of self-awareness. And we begin to question everything. And I discovered that greatness is in the details, those little things that we actually ignore. For example, look at what Pastor Bose said about calls. You don't have to pick all your calls. You don't have to reply to every message. Look at what she said. She said some people will tell her, you that don't pick calls. Did you see how she reacted? Okay. I don't pick calls. I'm in control. You don't condition me to pick your calls. All right. So you must recreate yourself. You must recreate yourself. All right, sir.
That's a fact, and that is something that most of us from Africa need to work on, because we are brought up. Okay. We are trained, or we are brought up to conform. We don't have the culture of being ourselves. Most especially, in the churches. If you walk up to any church or any organization, and you have your ideas, you will run into trouble. If you have your opinion, you will hit the brakes, because our culture is, I own this place, you come into this place, you don't have no choice, you have to conform
Yeah.
to what I say, to what is going on.
Yeah.
So following the teachings of Pastor Sunday, DSA, one thing that must happen to you is a shift.
Yeah.
You just experience that shift. You just suddenly discover you want to be yourself. You want to be your own person. You want to have your own mind. Maybe you are tired of being, subjecting your mind to being molded. So you want to, be your person and also want to be accepted. And that's a conflict in itself.
Well, guys, let me address our viewers online. So thank you guys for joining us for this morning session. I'm sure you had a wonderful time. Pastor Bose was amazing. I told you guys that she's different. She's not like Dr. Sunday, but she's unique in a way, and she's so loaded. And I'm sure you can testify to that. So please, if you've not shared the link, go ahead and share the link. Like we always say on this platform, share, share, share. All right. So please share, share, share. We'll be having 10 minutes break now, and we'll be back online. All right. So Dr. Sunday would be with us. So 10 minutes break. Get your coffee to drink, stretch, and we'll be back. See you guys in 10 minutes. Bye.